Meet Chris, the only black man living on the Japanese island of Zamami. Chris is an American computer animator and 3D modeler. Today, Chris has been living on the island paradise with his family for almost 3 years. Zamami Island is a Japanese island in the Pacific Ocean. It is part of the Karama Islands group and administered as the village of Zamami in Shimajiri District, Okinawa, Japan. The village of Zamami is 16.74 square kilometers or 6.46 square miles, and as of 2013 had a population of 913 people. The islands are quite mountainous, and like much of the rest of Japan, the steep topography leaves relatively little level land for agriculture and inhabitation. During World War II, Zamami was among the first sovereign Japanese lands containing civilian inhabitants to be invaded by America. In stark contrast to its calamitous history at the end of World War II, Zamami is now known as a popular tourist destination. And I concur with that. It is spectacularly beautiful. Its economy is based almost entirely on tourism, and 92% of the population is employed in the tourism industry. What up, Chris?
Oh, I'm on camera? Dang, man, you gotta warn me. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm here.
So where are we now?
This is Zamami Island. I'm the only black man living here.
Hello.
This is the grocery store.
Sorta, kinda. Tomodachi. Hi. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of The Melanated Files. My name is Ranzo, and today we are on Zamami Island, still in Okinawa, and we're joined today by Christopher, right, or Chris. This is a beautiful island. I'm telling you, I feel like Tokyo will no longer be my home because this place is that beautiful. So Chris, I want you to introduce yourself to the world. Tell them who you are.
Well, I'm Chris. I'm originally from California. I ended up on this island. I met my wife in California, and yeah, we decided that America wasn't the place for us to live, and we started having a family, having kids or whatnot, and we just like, hey, maybe we should leave. And here we are. I left everything behind. I left my my job. I was a game artist, a concept artist. I was a professional QA guy. Worked for Google, worked for Microsoft, Sega, EA. And I left it all behind, and I'm glad I did. I have no regrets. Yeah, this is my life. This is our winter. And it's hot. And we're sweating.
So you said you left all that, right? So you met your wife in the States, right? And then you guys got married in the States?
Yes.
And you decided to come back to Japan? Did
Yes.
she decide to come home, or what was
Well, it was kind of mutual. I started seeing, I'm the type of person, like, I would leave a company before they actually laid off. I could see. I can see farther than my nose. So I kind of looked ahead, and I'm like, this isn't going to work out. Life is pretty crazy here. And she wasn't liking it. She was missing home.
Okay.
And we just decided to make the move. It was pretty much cold turkey.
Yeah.
We decided pretty much overnight to just give up everything. The jobs. I sold my car in the blink of an eye. Just everything, just gave it up. We took what we could, and we made the trip. And yeah.
How long ago was this?
About 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually longer than that, because it was probably a year or two in planning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. We made the decision, made the preparations, and got out.
Okay.
And I think is the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Well, so why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like it's the best decision you've ever made?
Well, I have 2 black boys. Actually, they're mixed. They're half Okinawan, half African American, and I see what's happening to black boys and girls in America, and it's not good. you know, and I don't want that happening to my kids. And I'm very protective over my children, and you know, it wouldn't be a good thing if something happened to my kids out of ignorance, you know, just in general, something happened to my kids, you know. So I just figured it was the best thing I could do for them in their future, you know, just to make sure that they had a better life than I had. You know, they get a good education, they eat good food, you know, they they get to see a beautiful nature, you know, just better than I had. I want to give them a good life, and I think this is one of the best things I could have done for them.
Oh, wow.
So pretty much for my kids.
All right.
Yeah.
So on the island right now, so what are your ambitions? Like, what are you doing right now on the island?
Okay, well, I worked for the Park Service. It didn't pay very well, but it was fulfilling because everything you see here, we took care of it. Trees trimming, grass cut, cleaning the beaches, everything you see that has to do with nature, we took care of it. I did that, but they changed some things here to where it really messed up the daycare.
Okay.
So there's no daycare. So me and my wife had to pick like who's gonna work, and she makes more. So I had to turn into the stay-at-home dad. So I started thinking, I'm like, this isn't me right here. What can I do with the skills that I have?
Yeah.
Okinawa is not big on tech. This island, even worse. Okay, so I was like, what can I do with the skill set that I have? So I started looking at, the first thing was like, you have a campground. Part of it is kind of there taken care of, and then the other part is just like barren. There's nothing there. So I did a 3D design of the park, and I've been kind of pitching it, and it's been a couple years now, and I'm finally getting some traction with that. And you know, I'm working on that. I do 3D printing. I still do the 3D modeling. Yeah, I'm pretty much a jack of all trades right now, and I'm trying to become the master at all of them. So we're getting into farming because we don't want to do any of the touristy stuff here. It seems like everybody's mind is just on like appeasing tourists and tourism. We want to do something else, something that will benefit us, the villagers. Yeah, man, be good for the island and kind of preserve the culture. So we got a bunch of land over there, and we're going to be tearing all of that up, turning it over. We're going to have everything from blueberries, strawberries, melons, daikon, everything that you can't find here or this expensive here. So we're going to have a ton of that over there. It's going to be a lot of work though. There's a lot of stuff to do.
So you're still involved in what you used to do back home, right?
Yes.
You're still like keeping
the knife sharp. Yes. Yeah, I got to. I was born an artist, and I'm gonna continue to be an artist. I'm never giving that up, no matter where I'm at. Now I may have to change some things, you know, to work with my environment, but yeah, I still do it. I'm still trying to get a foothold. You know, even doing this will open me up to a world of people that do what I do, or know people that do what I do, or that look like me and do what I do. That's even greater, you know. And you know, I'm still working. You know, I've only been here not quite 3 years yet, but it's almost there. So I'm still putting things together and pretty much rebuild myself, because I hit the reset button.
I know, I understand. Right, okay. So what are some of the things that you worked on back in America?
Well, I started out in QA.
Okay.
Quality assurance. It is what you think it is, game testing. I did game testing. Unfortunately, it was very unfulfilling, but it was fulfilling that it taught me a lot of things about the industry. Some of the things it taught me was, you know, just be persistent. Things will get better. And that you're going to come into contact with negative people, but ignore them and keep moving forward. You know, another thing I learned was that it's not very diverse. You don't see a whole lot of us. And I went to college with people that look like me, that are very good at what they do, but why aren't they working with me right now?
Workforce.
And that was a huge problem. You know, I could, you know, at the places I worked, I was either like the only one, or there was just like a couple of us, and that was a problem. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way, you know?
I understand what you mean.
But, you know, I worked my way up from QA, and then I did a higher level QA. Mind you, I don't have a degree in that. I didn't really care about that, but it ended up making me like $80,000 a year.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. I worked for indie game companies as an artist, 3D artist. That was pretty fulfilling. Pay wasn't always there. Pay wasn't always great. Things were always on shaky ground, but it was something that I created that there was no company over us telling us what we could do. You know, it was just our creativity there, get it done. And we don't have to have somebody telling us, oh, you can't do that, you know? So I've done a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. I had to keep the bills paid, so.
Tell me about your experience on the island, right? Being pretty much the only black guy on the island, what's that like? Tell me about that experience.
Well, I was like Yasuke. Yasuke is the first black samurai. He was brought over here as a slave, and then they actually, people don't understand the history of when he came here. Like, people actually got trampled just trying to see him. And they tried to scrub his skin off because they thought it was dirt. It wasn't that bad for me, but I went through some of that.
So tell us some of
Yeah, so it pretty much I got here and people saw, big, black, strong guy, you know, lift this. It got me some work. Hey, it made me some money. It got me some work. I made some money. So I was like, hey, I'll play it, you know. It got me some money, but it started getting kind of old on me and kind of started, I wanted to be the regular guy. I'm like, I'm a human being, you know?
Okay.
And I feel like they don't take us seriously like they would take a Caucasian.
I see.
Like, there's certain stuff that they would do to you, but they wouldn't do to a Caucasian
So in
foreigner.
terms of what you mean, like?
Touching.
Okay.
Touching the, yeah, I did that.
Your stuff?
Man, tried to. Yeah, the touching, the poking, you know, or the comments. I get the comments. Like when I was a big boy when I moved here. I lost some weight. I lost 40 pounds being here, but I don't need to hear it every day. People come up, oh, Niku, oh, you know, the rude comments. I even made it about my wife who just had a baby, you know, and that kind of bugged me. You know, I saw the way that they treated Caucasian people, and they don't do that disrespect, but us is kind of like, oh, joke, you know. Yeah. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I felt disrespected. I didn't feel respected, you know. But, you know, overall, there's some good people here. You know, there's some good people here that want to hold on to the culture, that want to see new people, that don't want to disrespect them, that want them to know about their culture, you know. And, you know, the advice I give to people of color is don't come here, don't go into the honeymoon mode.
Okay.
Don't go, oh,
okay.
Yeah, don't come here like, oh, everything's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be rainbows and cotton candy, because it's not. You know,
it looks like paradise to me.
It is paradise. It is paradise. Don't get me wrong, but it's, you know, keep in mind that there's a-holes everywhere. Things are going to be rough, and you got to be, if you're planning to live here, you got to be realistic. You can't come here and be like, I'm going to just exist. You can't. You got to come here, you got to hustle.
Yeah.
You got to figure stuff out. You got to keep on it, man, you know? And yeah, that's my advice.
Yeah. So what are some of the positive experiences that you've actually encountered here? You know,
people just,
I keep saying it, like, the only black guy in Miles.
They appreciated me. Like when I worked on the mountain, they appreciated me. They appreciated my work. They appreciated how hard I worked. And, you know, I got invited to like work parties, and, you know, they treated me as one of their own. And I was like, that's not familiar. You know, because I'm sorry, in the U.S., everybody's in their own bubble, and then on top of the whole racism thing, you know, and I felt like I was part of the family, even my wife's family. They treat me as family, you know. They've done stuff for me that my own family hasn't done for me, you know. I call my father-in-law Dad, you know. I've said I've needed things, you know, he just got it for me, no questions asked. So I feel like I have a family here. I don't feel out of place. You know, I feel welcome. We're at the Maramia. I come here with my family every once in a while when we don't feel like cooking or anything. They serve Okinawan food. They serve food from mainland Japan. It's pretty much a mix of a little bit of everything. It's a pretty chill place. It's, you know, it's kid friendly. There's some places you go, you order food, and it's like they give you the serving that would satisfy a bird. You know, you order food here and they give you a pretty decent portion. You know, it's definitely worth coming here, and the prices are not bad.
So what do you like the most about Zamami, right? Versus mainland Okinawa. What do you like about this island? The turquoise blue water.
I like the fact that you could look at 30 feet of water and see straight to the bottom. I like the nature. I like that nature's left alone. I feel like when you go to places like, you know, Naha or just the big island or Tokyo or like the main, you know, island of Japan, I feel like nature's just like pushed aside into these little corners.
I see.
You know, like you want to go see nature there, go to that little square, you know, where here it's just all around you. It's nature's respected here. You can't escape it. It's here, you know, and people care about it, you know. I would say that's one of the things I really like about here. He can dance, man. He plays the ace of drums too. Yeah.
Ah, so you know everyone on the island?
Not everybody, but yeah, the people I should know. These are shisas. They're made by the store owner here, or the ex-store owner. He lives upstairs. He usually invites people over and makes these from scratch. They're the old roof tiles. So he uses parts of those and makes these. I actually made one. I have it at the house. I just haven't painted it yet, but yeah, they're an attraction. They're always here. Everybody takes pictures of them, and I've learned how to make them. The old, as he says, the old school way.
In terms of the community, do you feel like you have integrated well, assimilated well within the community here on the island?
Yeah, I feel that I have. You know, my Japanese isn't perfect, and people understand that. Some people don't want to understand that, and they kind of look down on me for it. But majority of the people, they understand, and I'm getting better with understanding people. They're getting better with understanding me. So I feel like, yeah, I'm integrating as good as I can for how I look and who I am. You know, I think it's going pretty well.
What's it like with your sons going to school here and stuff and being mixed? What's that experience like? As parents, their parents.
It's actually it's a really positive experience. Okay. People don't talk about their race. If anything, they love that they're mixed. The girls come up and, oh yeah, they touch his hair and play with Hiro's hair, Ryoma's hair. You know, they love them. You know, they're interested because of the fact of course they look different. They speak another language as well as Japanese, you know, but it's been positive, nothing negative. My wife, like I had talked about, you know, I worked in tech and I was stupidly thinking about moving up to mainland Japan somewhere. She was like, but the kids, it'd be more of a problem up there, where here it's not so much, you know, and they do get a lot of tourists here. So they're, I guess, used to seeing more people that don't look like them or act like them or speak like them. But it's been positive. Everybody accepts them. They treat them like just like one of the regular kids. And
that's good.
Yeah.
How often do you go to the beach and enjoy all that good stuff? Because like when I got off the ferry, like guys, this place is beautiful. If you guys saw the live stream or if you're following us on Instagram, you'll see some of the close-up shots, right? You'll see like a lot of good stuff in this interview about just how beautiful the place is. So how often do you actually go to the beach?
I used to go all the time.
Okay.
I used to go all the time. And then that was when I was in the honeymoon phase. You know, I was a fish. I went all the time, but then, you know, life got real and I don't go as much anymore. I still go snorkeling. It's good for the body, especially for muscle aches, all the minerals and everything. But I don't go as often. I do a lot of work on the computer. I'm getting into farming. We have some land, a pretty big plot of land, so I'm dealing with that. So I don't go that much anymore as I should, but I still go. But I will tell folks, go. If you come here, go. When you snorkel here, when you dive, it feels like you're flying. Like you don't really realize that you're in water. You see thousands of fish. You know, it's a beautiful experience. In this area over here, that's Asa, okay? And as you can see, it's kind of overcasty today, but usually on a clear day, you can see straight to Naha. It looks, I mean, you could pretty much point out the buildings and everything. But this is Asa, this is their bay. There used to be an old, see where that dark spot is right there? That used to be where all the Chinese traders came in. and dock their ships. Those round containers that you see floating out there, those are actually used for farming pearls.
So
It's
the goal
going-
is to just live here in Zamami and maybe not.
Yeah, this is, I mean, because, you know,
This is home.
this is home. This is home.
The farm, you know, the potential.
Yeah,
stuff you're doing.
in the culture, like we're trying to protect the culture here because, like, you know, you're from Canada, but, you know,
Well, Jamaica.
Jamaica, Canada. Yeah, but I'm from America, and our history is disappearing. Our culture is disappearing. Our neighborhoods are they're becoming gentrified, and I kind of see that happening here. My wife sees it, and she's irritated with it, and so we're trying to preserve the culture here. You know, that's what part of the farming is. You know, if tourism was to take a dive, this place would be in trouble
Okay.
because people don't know how to do anything else. They just know tourist stuff, you know? So we're trying to preserve the culture, you know, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can about it so I could be a torchbearer as well.
So if someone comes to Zamami,
Mm-hmm.
what would you advise or recommend that they do? You said snorkeling.
Okay, the first thing I recommend, okay, there's not a whole lot of places around the world that look like this, okay? So what I would recommend is experience the nature. Get you a bike or bring a bike, you know, rent a car. Go around the island, see the nature, go to all the beaches, go walk on the trails, experience that. You can go to restaurants anytime, okay? You can go, you know, do all this drink at a bar anytime. Come here and experience the island, talk to the locals, you know, just experience the island itself. All that touristy stuff, save that till later, you know. Yeah, go snorkeling, mountain biking, walking the trails, you know, experience the island itself. And then do the other stuff later. Yeah,
Okay.
because that's what you're here for.
Right.
Yeah.
Where can they find you online?
Instagram under Karama 3D Designs, and yeah, I have an art station. I'll put the link below. But yeah, that's pretty much it. My life is art, and you know.
So on Instagram they can find everything.
Yeah, Instagram, you can find everything. I'll even have my art station link on there. So,
Okay. So if people
yeah.
want to like support you or work with you, like in terms of 3D design,
Right.
they got some work that needs to be done. They just reach out. to you as well, right?
just reach out to me. I'm not afraid. Any opportunity comes, you want to talk about something, you want to create something, you know, you're an artist, you do music, but you need an artist or whatever, then contact me. Let me know what's up. You know, I've had to reinvent myself here, so I'm not afraid to start something with somebody, to build something with somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go, tell me about that process of starting over, reinventing yourself. Like, what's that like? You know, leaving what you're used to and just like moving halfway across the world, starting over. What's that like? Tell me about the emotions and how you overcome that.
Well, I moved out at 16, so I already had some armor on me.
Okay.
You know, I moved out at an early age, but
You were in the army as well, you said?
yeah, I went to the army and then got out of that, went to college, and I've just been on my own. So I have a little bit of extra armor,
Okay.
but I will give my advice. Just like you said in your whole "Don't be afraid" video, don't be afraid. Just do it. I mean, think about it. You got to think. You got to have foresight. You got to think, but just do it. You know, a lot of people are trapped in bubbles and they don't do stuff. They just stay, and fear keeps you sitting still, okay? Keeps you sitting still. You know, I have family members that are still sitting, they're sitting still to this day, you know? Don't be afraid, move forward, just do it. I'm not gonna lie, I was worried. You know, for one, I flew over here on a Chinese airline and it was rough. It was rough.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Feet up and
I see.
lady standing in front of me just chewing her food, looking at me, and just they split up her seats, and we got a young child with us, and
Yeah.
it was a mess, but we got here. So I was nervous. I was nervous about the immigration because I'm used to the US.
Okay.
It was easy. They were so friendly. They were nice. They were cordial, everything. And the process took about maybe 4 months.
Okay.
4 months, and it was done. But I was scared. I was nervous, you know,
But
but
you're hopeful for the future?
I'm hopeful for the future. And this is not just for me. You know, I'm 41. I'll be 42 this year.
Okay.
And this is not just for me. This is for my kids, you know. So I was,
You have 3 kids, right?
I have 3 kids. Yeah. 9, 4, and 1.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
All
busy.
boys.
All boys.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, it was for them. So, yeah, we were scared. We were nervous. But once I got here, I was like, what was I nervous about? Like, once I got here, man, I was like, this is where I live now? Wow. So, yeah, starting over, man, it can be hard, but just, you know, if you feel it needs to be done, you feel that it's for a good cause, do it. You know, there's something itching you in the back of your head telling you to start over for a reason or to change the way you're doing things, you know? Do it.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and remember to subscribe to this channel for weekly videos on the Black experience across the globe. Until next time, from Zamami Island.
Peace.
For now.